Yo, people, I am just back from a screening of a just incredible new documentary, right? It is called Getting It Back, the Story of Cymande, right? Do you know who Cymande is? Do you people? Well, whew, this will enlighten you if you don't. It is written and directed by Tim MacKenzie-Smith. Okay, Smith also produces along with Matt Wiley. It's executive produced by John Batesk and Daniel Gordon, with archival production from Beatrice Reed. David Caulfield handled the cinematography, and Matt Wiley also edits the piece. Claire Barry was production management. Um, and so this features a host, just a host of crazy talented people, right? We get to hear from so many people on like what Cymande did for them. You know what I mean? How they found that music, like shared the music, what it meant to their lives. Right? So yeah, the contributors of this, we've got Jazzy J, Red Alert, DJ Hollywood, Nikki Sano, Prince Paul, DJ Meso, right? Master Ace, Little Louis Vega, MC Solaar, Norman J, Jazzy B, Ruthless Rap Assassins, Cut Chemist, Will Dog Abers, Peanut Butter Wolf, Tommy Guerrero, Jim James, Loyal Kana, and Karuna Bin, another kind of band. So we heard from all of them, right? Along with the band themselves, right? So that's Patrick Patterson, who was on guitar, Steve Skippo, bass guitar, Sam Kelly, the drums, right? Pablo Gonzalez, who was percussion. And the film is dedicated to Pablo, who sadly died in 2020. But he'd gone back to Jamaica, right? And he got his flowers. You know what I mean? So, hey, he lived a great life. We also have, there was Derek Gibbs, who was the sax player, and Mike Bammy Rose, who was saxon flute, right? Uh, so yeah, it was just, boy, it was something, man. Something. Just all of these people talking about the music and everything. And it was just okay. So I'll tell you what it's about. Right? The gist of, so in the racially turbulent UK of the early 70s, a group of black musicians came together in South London with a common love of rhythms and a message of peace. Cymande, with the dove as their symbol, combined jazz, funk, soul, and Caribbean grooves to form a unique sound. Despite success in the US, they faced indifference in their native Britain, becoming disillusioned and disbanding, but the music lived on as new generations of artists imbued and reworked their pioneering sounds in fresh ways. From Soul to Soul to De La Soul, MC Solar to the Fugees, the Dove had spread Cymande's message far and wide, prompting their return after 40 years. This is their story. I mean, how fucking great is that, right? Incredible, incredible people. Now, we've got a statement from the director, and it reads, "They're the greatest band you've never heard of. Unsung heroes whose music was political, spiritual, and generations ahead of its time. Their story has never been told until now. Cymande, a group Black British musicians who all came to the UK from the Caribbean as children, released their brilliant albums in quick succession in the early 70s and were embraced in the USA. But in the UK, they faced a music business beset by prejudice against homegrown Black talent and were largely ignored. They split in 1975, but their music lived on as successive generations of artists and fans found and embraced their songs. Hip hop, house, drum and bass, rare groove, and crate digging communities all saw something in the songs of Cymande that inspired them. And now they are back, touring the world and being embraced by the internet generation who weren't even born when the band split up 40 years ago. We spent 2 years filming with the original band members, all of them incredible characters with powerful stories to tell. We also interviewed numerous prominent artists in the UK, France, and the US who have been inspired by them. But in our journey, we came to realize that this is not just an incredible music story, it's a story of Black Britain, of the experiences of those who came here searching for a better life, but who were confronted with prejudice and intolerance. To understand who we are now, we need to understand our own history. The music of Cymande and this film can help us come to terms with our own past and forge a better path in the future. So that's Tim MacKenzie-Smith, people. And this is Tim's feature directorial debut. His feature directorial debut. And I've got to say, this was magnificent, right? It's like you need to come with a bib when you watch this film because there is so much motherfucking flavor that you're gonna have it all over yourself. Man, people left the press screening just happy, so happy, right? Just humming and talking and just imbued by this energy that we got from the screen. And I say energy because that's what it was, man. Especially when it comes from the US contributors, right? When you are hearing from like guys like Red Alert, like Prince Paul, DJ Maceo, especially. Oh man, they were so excited to share their love. So excited. Like the British motherfuckers are a little bit more reserved, right? So Mark Ronson, Jazzy B, you know, they're a bit more reserved. Norman J, but Norman J was definitely had some energy about him if you know Norm, right? I say like he's my brother. I've met Norman J. I don't know him like that, but he's definitely a little reserved. But man, he displays the love, right? Displays the love, man. And that's what was so great because, you know, a lot of times with certain things, when they become popular, right? When they become popular, people want to pretend that they were down from day one, right? And you can tell just by the way they fucking talk. They weren't down from day one. You know what I mean? Like, there's a funny motherfucking video that I saw the other day, and it was this US news presenter, and she was talking about um like a Marvel film, and she was just like, "Oh, and what's your favorite Marvel character? Mine is Superman." Right? And remember what he says, with great power comes great responsibility. And she said it in such a confident, smug way, like, yo, I've been down with comic books before they were cool. Right? And that's what people do. They try and pretend, right? They try and pretend. But watching this, you could clearly see that everyone that was a part of this documentary had a honest, pure, just authentic love for this band. Right? You could just tell by the way they talked about it, because yo, I remember, man, just getting CDs back in the day, right? And you would look at the credits. You'd take that sleeve out and you'd look at the credits, but you'd be listening and being like, yo, that, hmm, that sounds like a high-tech beat. Yeah. Yeah. That sounds like Hit Squad, right? Oh shit. I think that's Premiere. And then you'd look and be like, yeah. Okay. Oh, that's where they recorded. Yeah. Thought so. And then you'd be listening to songs, and sometimes you know the original song, right? So you'd be like, oh shit, I think that's Earth, Wind and Fire sample, right? Oh, that's a May sample. Oh, that's but then you just see all these other things. And so, you'd find songs from like that exploration, that rabbit hole journey. And everyone talked about that, right? Maceo, right? Prince Paul, right? Ronson. And it's interesting because Lyle Kana, right? Young Cat, new generation of rappers, right? UK rappers. That's how he found them, right? He was listening to, I think he was the Fugees, and then Della. He's listening to Della, then he found them. Then he listened to Fugees. They were there again, and he stumbled upon them like that, right, through YouTube. So there's new ways, because with digital music, you don't get sleeves, right? You don't get the album liners no more, you know, which is a goddamn shame. They should put that information on Spotify, on iTunes, right? Apple Music, all of that. Should do that. But it's, man, just the way people find music. We have this archival footage, right? And just the crowds going crazy. The crowd's going crazy. It reminded me of some of my favorite nights out, right? Like a lot of drum and bass clubs. Man, just there was certain nights like, yo, I saw Most Def at the Astoria with my boy Chucky. Yo, Colin, man, that was a great night, right? Boy, crowd went crazy. So many times, the Alcoholics at Subterranea, right? And the crowd, the energy in the room, you know what I mean? Boy, and we just saw that, the energy. But the funny thing was, they were huge in the States, didn't transcend here. So, as well as seeing the music explored, right, we also look at the climate, right? The Windrush generation. And you see all the people coming off the boat, and which I will say, right? It is funny because you see everyone coming off those boats, all suited, right? All dressed up. Now, when people travel, they're traveling in pajamas and shit. You know what I mean? It's crazy. But yeah, because everyone from Cymande, they were from, they were little kids. They came over with their parents, right? And so they were just talking about that, right? That transition, right? You came over and it was freezing. You came over and there was meant to be, right, all of this possibility, right? All of this opportunity. And there wasn't, right? Because we heard gosh, who it was, I think it was Sam Kelly. He was talking and saying that his dad in Jamaica was a baker. When he came here, he tried to get a baker job and they told him he couldn't, right? Because no one wanted bread and cakes and whatnot if a black man had touched them, you know? And it's just so we hear that side of things, right? We see the Brixton riot footage and some other stuff, and just this hatred, this vitriol from these ignorant fucking fools. Right? Go back to your own country. All the words, right? You hear them. And things ain't changed too much, right? I got that growing up. You get that shit now, right? It's crazy, but it paints that picture for you, right? It paints that picture and it lets you know how special Cymande was, right? Because the music was giving this message. They didn't let all of that stuff crush them. So they put out this incredible music, right? It's just insane that it's 3 albums, right? Because they toured for 4 years and they put out 3 albums during that tour, right? That's work ethic, people. That's work ethic. So they did that. But yeah, it was just then talking about, look, it just cost money and we just, we weren't making any money. And so we decided to park it and, because we were kind of burnt out. But then, so we've been hearing from them, and then we go back to all of these people just talking about the influence of Cymande. And so we take this full circle, right? And then we're back with Cymande as they come back. And all of this is explored in this just incredible way. This was so enjoyable. So enjoyable. Just the way Tim puts it together, right? The way he's able to show and bring out of everyone what this band, what this music means, right? How they're interwoven into the birth of hip hop, right? Rare groove, drum and bass, funk, just all of the musics, right? We learn that here. It's a remarkable story, people. So if you have no clue who Cymande is, it's not cyanide, it's Cymande, right? And you'll find out where that name came from as well. Go watch this film. Go watch this film. Getting it back, right? Getting it back, the story of Cymande. So it will drop in cinemas on the 16th of February. And then on the 26th, it will be coming to the BFI player and Blu-ray. So mark those dates down, the 16th of February and the 26th of February. Now, this is where I usually say, oh, if you like this, then you'll like this. I don't really know what else is like this, to be honest with you people. This was something special. This was like, there's been great documentaries, right? Like Paul Sings Tish, tremendous, right? You've got Matt House's Sounds of the Future. That was so much fun, right? We've had some really great music-based documentaries that really speak to you and touch you, but none are quite like this one, people. But all I can say, if you like a documentary, if you like a music documentary, if you like a remarkable story, something that just touches your soul, right? That just throws mad flavor and love and appreciation at you. If that is what you enjoy, then you will definitely want to get down with this one. Getting it back, right? Getting it back. The Story of Cymande. So, 16th of February, cinema, 26th of February, BFI player and Blu-ray. You'll want this in your life, people. And then you'll want to go and listen to the music because it's so goddamn infectious. It's so infectious. Man, like it really reminded me of James Samuel's stuff with The Harder They Fall and the Book of Clarence too, because it's just the way it encompasses so much. It imbues with just love and just fun and messages. Yeah. Anyway, people, go check it out. You will not regret it.